All right, ladies and gentlemen, MrSotko here. Welcome back to another episode of Hey, MrSotko, what do you think of this? Where in the comments down below, you just put a comment based on cryptocurrency, and most people just sort of deviate from that anyway, and then I talk about them. So let's do that first, and then we got some new stuff to do as well. Got a whole bunch of comments this time, so maybe we'll just blast through them. I might skip a couple of them. I don't know. We'll see here. So we got from Stalin, good old Stalin, says, "Hey, Comrade Sotko, what do you think of socialism and the struggle of the worker?" Oh, Stalin. Oh, always with your socialism and your communism. Loved you when you called Ripple cripple on accident. Good stuff. Yeah, that was a mistake. I started to say cripple. I didn't totally say cripple, but that would make a great cryptocurrency, like just a total ripoff of Ripple. It's like the same exact coin, and then you just hold an ICO for it. Somebody will probably get on that pretty soon. So what's your opinion on Bitcoin's valuation versus the US dollar if we see a dollar collapse or extreme inflation? Do you think the higher realm of hundreds of thousands of dollars per Bitcoin isn't realistic? I suppose if the US dollar was so inflated, which it kind of already is, technically. A lot of money is. But not as bad as some, like third world countries or, sort of thing like that. Emerging countries, I suppose, is the more politically correct term. Technically, first world was democracies in the West, and then second world was basically like the communistic countries, and then third world was all other countries. So it's not really a negative connotation, but it's sort of, I guess, politically old and antiquated. But either way. So hundreds of thousands of dollars, though. I think a lot of people are giving these ridiculous price predictions, if you will, of Bitcoin. Some people, I've heard as high as $1 million per Bitcoin, and that's so ridiculous. That would be so many trillions of dollars. What would that even be? Like 210 trillion dollars or something? Very, very ridiculous. So yeah, I mean, I guess the Bitcoin would go up if the value of the US dollar decreased. That's just sort of a natural thing. But hundreds of thousands. Just not so sure about that. Possibly. I mean, if there was huge inflation. I mean, Zimbabwe has like $100 trillion bills before they switch their currency. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt, also known as scare tactics. It certainly is. You are entertaining and informative. Thank you. I try to be. I make it my best, I guess. Great video. What were you drinking? It seemed like whiskey by your reaction. It is actually, in fact, apple juice. It's a trade secret for orators. If you drink apple juice, it wets your mouth and kind of greases it up a little bit, so you're not as spitty. But I'm spitty no matter what, so. Love the sauce. Yeah, sauce is good. Hey, MrSotko, what do you think of Quant Stamp? So I think Quant Stamp is supposed to be a cryptocurrency that is like a security protocol for Ethereum applications. So I think that could go pretty far. I think like anything that has to deal with Ethereum is going to go far. I believe in the flippening. I think that Ethereum will overtake Bitcoin at some point. It's just a lot more useful. Plenty of coins are based on Ethereum. Plenty of applications are based on Ethereum. Meanwhile, Bitcoin is just kind of the broad crypto name. It's like the first thing that people mention when you're talking to each other about Bitcoin, or when you're talking to like a new person about cryptocurrency. The first thing you mention is Bitcoin, and that's why I think that's why everybody buys Bitcoin. That's why it's valued the highest. So what do you think about Ethereum's near to immediate future? Just as I said. I honestly think it will overtake Bitcoin at some point. It's just more useful, plain and simple. Bitcoin's a great currency. It's a great source of wealth and store of wealth. But it just doesn't do the things that Ethereum does. Your explanation of GDAX helped me out a lot. Made my first trade and actually made 40 bucks. Good job, man. 11 equals undecillion, I believe. Oh, I brought this up. I was prepared for this one. Million, billion, trillion, quadrillion, sextillion, septillion, octillion, nonillion, decillion, and then I got a little confused at undecillion. And duodecillion, tridecillion. Oh, and this one's a tough one, but I'm gonna go with quindecillion because that's easier. Sexdecillion, septendecillion, octodecillion, novemdecillion. What? Vigintillion and centillion. Holy cow! That was based on last episode, or maybe two episodes ago, 2 videos ago, when I was talking about how many numbers are in the blockchain of like, or in the security, like the 256-bit security of Bitcoin, and how hard it would be to break. So yeah, check it out. Love your videos. They're amazing and informative. Always watch the ads to help you out. Thank you for watching the ads. And for anybody that doesn't like ads, I'm sorry, but welcome to Planet Earth. You know, like, it is what it is, you know. It could be one of those shows where I just, like, go off, like, you know, and I don't have the actual ad, like, on the... for example, like the Ben Shapiro show. I love the Ben Shapiro show. He doesn't have any ads on his YouTube, but instead he talks for, like, 2.5 minutes about some product. He's like, I love my blah, blah, blah watch. I wear my blah, blah, blah watch all the time. You can pick up your blah, blah, blah watch for $399. I hate to pull a PewDiePie on there. I need to get something to sell, too. I need to get something to sell. How about my chair? How about my chair? Look at this chair. Look at this chair. I got this nasty pillow on it for my back support. This chair right here is only $149. $149.99. PewDiePie's is $3.99. This is $149. What a great deal. What a great deal, people. So maybe I should start selling these, huh? When you do day trade, do you keep all of your coins on GDAX, or do you store it in a wallet to keep it safe? So people always keep saying that coins on an exchange is really bad, especially with the recent hacks and what happened to Mt. Goz back in the day. Yes, I agree. However, if you are a frequent day trader, or you trade, you know, every even few days, the problem with not keeping them on an exchange is that there's fees to take it off the exchange and put it into your wallet, and then there's fees to move it from your wallet and put it on an exchange. So if you did that every day or multiple times a day to keep your coins safe, you would end up with a massive profit loss. And I understand the opposite. I get there's an opposite argument to that, and it's like, well, would you rather lose like 5% of your crypto, or would you rather lose all of your crypto? And that's a super good argument. But you can't just, at the same time, you can't just keep flipping it back and forth. You're going to lose so much in network fees, particularly when the blockchain is filled, like when the whole blocks of Bitcoin are filled and there's a huge queue, like when Bitcoin was like at nearly 20,000. I mean, the fees were like $40, $50 to send Bitcoin. A quantum computer would dip into another dimension and be back with the said private key in seconds. Woohoo! It's getting deep. If there's another big crash this year, I might be able to actually afford some Bitcoin. Good way to think about it. That's glasses half full kind of guy. Great video. Thank you. What do you think of Decentraland? So Decentraland apparently is a cryptocurrency and a 3D world that you put on your VR headset and you check out, I guess. So that's cool. However, I kind of want to like talk about that in a totally different way. So imagine if you had a video game that had cryptocurrency in it, and not just like achievements that you would get like on Xbox or something like that. Instead, you would get actual crypto for your achievements. Or imagine this. Imagine if, like, let's say World of Warcraft. I know you guys have played WoW. Come on, get real. World of Warcraft came out in, what was it, late 2005? And so just to talk about it a little bit, I mean, you have this gold, you know, I mean, for anybody that doesn't know or doesn't play any video games or hasn't been on planet Earth for the past, you know, like 30 years, when you're playing a game like that, you know, you kill some kind of monster, you get a little bit of gold. But in WoW, it was different. You had gold, you had silver, and you had bronze, or copper. And so, you know, you would develop 100 copper, and that would be 1 silver. You develop 100 silver, and that would be 1 gold. And then gold was the final biggest estimate, right? So imagine if that was all crypto, and you could, so whoever made the game, like Blizzard in this case, so like when you go to repair in that MMORPG, like when your gear is broken, when you go to repair, you lose that gold. It goes to an NPC, it's completely destroyed. And that was their way, and then auction house fees as well, and also buying various things from NPCs. Does not transfer the gold around in that game. It just destroys the gold, essentially. So that was their way to battle inflation in that game. And it worked really, really well. It had a very, very good economy for the most part. as good as it could be. And so imagine if that was all crypto. And so you could go to the exchange, you could trade the crypto in the game, or you could, you know, buy and sell items in the game, or you could pull it off of the game. So that's a pretty good idea that people are starting to get crypto into video games. So that's my idea. It's $1 billion idea right there. Just don't steal it from me. What's your main source for crypto news? Mostly like CoinDesk and Bitcoin.com. Even though I'm not that big of a fan of Bitcoin.com, and Cointelegraph. Those are pretty good sites. There are some other sites as well. I'm a kind of multi-source news kind of guy. So, I mean, even my subscriptions on YouTube consist of many different news sources. You know, ranging from somewhat liberal to somewhat, to conservative, from, you know, Democratic to Republican, that sort of thing. Like I said, I was a geographer in college. I really like news. I really like cultures, places, studying things over time and space. So I am not a single source news kind of guy. Nothing left in crypto. GDAX is too late to join. I don't know about that. I'm gonna disagree. I'm liking this new rambling style of video. More good stuff. Thank you. Yes, it's literally called Cox. Yes, my internet service is called Cox. It's actually a very major internet service. Other people that are watching this probably have it too. And overall, it's actually kind of a good internet service. I haven't had too many problems with it, like, surprisingly, for being an ISP. MrSotko, what do you think of this? The CDC has entertained the what-if situation of an all-out zombie apocalypse. What do you speculate would happen from a cryptocurrency perspective if a Walking Dead-style event occurred? Would crypto just die, or would we be using it instead of Dora? I don't know what Dora is. Is that Dora? Is that just money? I don't know. I'm confused. Anyway, first things first. Zombie apocalypse. I think the whole idea of a zombie apocalypse is ridiculous, right? Because, for example, when there are massive riots, huge, massive riots, and I know there's some examples where they didn't do so well. I mean, like 1992 riots, the LA riots, and then there was the Kiev riots that didn't go so good. But for the most part, when there's this huge riot or like big protest, the police themselves can handle it very, very well. You know what I mean? And there's like 10,000 people all the way down the street. And then there's just a row of police with a water cannon and some tear gas, and they handle them all. You know, and they trap them in, right? So if the police can do that to real, actual smart people, imagine what they could do to stupid zombies that just run at them, right? Or imagine like the military, if the National Guard had to come in. I mean, one machine gun could lay waste to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. Like it's just so ridiculous how they make zombie apocalypses seem in movies. Like The Walking Dead, like the very first episode, he wakes up and everything's gone. There's a tank in the middle of the street. That tank, first of all, would just be mowing down zombies for the most part. Although, admittedly, it's pretty hard. I've been in an M1 Abrams before, and you don't have that great of vision, but even still, there's no way for zombies to get... It's just all ridiculous. So, what do I speculate from a cryptocurrency perspective? First of all, I'd be putting down the YouTube. I'd be donning that level 4 body armor, an AR-15, hunting some zombies. Although I really wouldn't want to, I guess, because then my family would starve. That'd be terrible. But again, I'll get on track here. I'm sorry. Would crypto just die, or would it be using something else? No, crypto would definitely die. There would be no internet. Nobody to run the internet. Nobody to keep the lines up. You know, I mean, you know, if there's a zombie apocalypse, there's going to be people taking down power lines. I mean, there's going to be electricity's going to go out. There's going to be no crypto. I know I don't have to tell you this. I can tell we are all like-minded humans. We certainly are, to some degree. To those of you who think your videos are too long, refer to them to Bits Rippin'. Wow. I'm still working on watching... That guy's got to work on that name for sure. I mean, I thought my name was bad. MrSotko. They don't know how to pronounce it. And then when you type it in on YouTube, it's like, did you mean MrSotko? No, I didn't mean MrSotko. I meant MrSotko. I'm still working on watching every second he's posted for obvious hours-long reasons. I don't mind it one bit. Keep on being an awesome, sousy person. Thank you. Hey there, MrSotko. Are you referring to the Southern tasty staple sauce? Great snack with a dash of pepper and crackers. No, I'm not. I'm not referring to sauce. I'm referring to sauce. That drama sauce. That drama that everybody likes. Are you kidding me? Everybody likes drama. That's why you watch Maury. That's why you watch Jerry Springer. That's why you watch reality shows, because people love the drama. MrSotko, you have to understand something about long videos. I, as an individual, cannot get all my crypto information from one person. That means I have to need at least 5 YouTubers to watch. I get that. If every YouTuber makes a 1-hour video, that's 5 hours out of my day I have to spend just watching about crypto. I personally watch about 10 different channels a day. I'm sure you can agree with me. I can. That I cannot provide all of today's news and information about crypto in just this video, even if it's 10 hours, because you're one person with my own ideas. I get it. You know, if people can't watch, you know, all of my videos, I mean, trust me, like, a YouTuber has analytics. I know how long people watch my videos. I get it. Like, I mean, there's some people that watch them all. There's some people that watch just a small amount. YouTube has pretty good analytics. I know. So, I mean, watch what you can. You know, if you don't want to watch it, you don't want to watch it. If you do, you do. I can't really make anybody watch a long video. Keep on making vids. We need more real people spreading good knowledge about Bitcoin. Yeah, we do. I've seen so many YouTubers that are just, I think what happens a lot is they receive emails about ICO alerts. And the ICOs, you know, they'll be like, we love your YouTube channel. We want you to, you know, what's your offer to do this goofy, nameless ICO? And I think they just accept them. I think that makes them feel special. And they're like, wow, you know, they got a hold of me because I'm the best, because I have 5,000 subscribers. Or I have 800 subscribers. So that means I'm number one, China number one, you know? And then they just spam these ICOs and they don't know what they're talking about. You know, and I'm not saying I know everything. I'm not saying I know everything. Nobody knows everything. Nobody does. But there are some things to watch out for in ICOs. There are some bad offers out there that go out to YouTubers, and just for the money or just for the, oh yeah, I'll do that. You know, of course I'll spam your ICO or your project. And not that there's anything wrong with doing a little bit of marketing. Okay, it's just a fact of life. There's advertising, there's marketing. Welcome to planet Earth. But you can't just accept any of them and all of them. I look at ICO offers every day. Every day. I wake up and there's like 2, 3, 4 in my email. And usually 4 out of 4 of them just get deleted. There's never anything good. You can go back through my YouTube channel. You'll see very little of me talking about ICOs or promoting certain things. Because I don't believe in them. And therefore I won't promote it. Even if it's for the whatever particular money or cryptocurrency or whatever offer they give me. It's just not worth it. 1, I have a reputation. 2, I just don't want to rip people off. Every ICO is a scam until proven otherwise. Until not proven otherwise. I think you mean until proven otherwise. Not proven otherwise would mean that it's not a scam until it's proven that it is a scam. I don't know. I think you messed that up a little bit. But I don't know about that. I would agree with that about 80%, 90%. A lot of ICOs, I mean, so for example, a lot of, to make a cryptocurrency, it costs hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars sometimes to make that project. Just throwing that out there. It's not cheap to make a cryptocurrency, a good one, with a functionality. So what people rely on is venture capitalists, angel capitalists. And so these ICOs are a way to build up money for their future project. So for example, you know, you could have, like, you're like, hey, I want to make a website where I sell things in crypto. I want to, like, make this big website. So you have a cryptocurrency as an ICO that you would use on that website. But the ICO really isn't about the crypto itself. It's about, 1, making that crypto, but 2, raising, you know, millions or hundreds of thousands of dollars. 1, to pay off the initial investors that helped you out to make this in the first place. Because, I mean, you need a cryptographer programmer, you need marketers, you need all this stuff, website designers, and then that millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars that you have in profit from all that goes directly into your website and into your, you know, like a warehouse to have and employees and things like that to start up your business. So they're not all scams. So just look into it a little bit deeper, but just understand that 90% of them, yeah, probably. I wrote a comment to Trevon on his video. It's quite obvious he doesn't understand what's going on and how the justice system works. The SEC hearing is only meant to clarify whether the real future cases should be based on the sale of securities or not. There can and probably will be opened several charges against the promoters and civilians. No matter what, this will probably be causing Trevon and personal bankruptcy. I kind of agree. It might end up costing them some crypto. As for Trevon, he has 2 kids, which he has to take care of, and I sincerely hope that he takes his dead serious and get legal assistance, as he obviously has no idea about what's to hit the fan. I agree. I have a baby boy. I'm married. I have a baby. I wouldn't want anything to happen to me or to anybody else in that situation. You know, I wouldn't. You know, I feel for him. I understand he has kids. Like I can connect on a certain level there. So I've had a lot of people on my channel coming and, you know, with really, really horrible comments about Trevon. And I understand I made those videos, but it was really just to point out a fraud and not necessarily to rip on him as a person. Just really just that, hey, you're fraudulently signing people up to these fraudulent activities, and for people to stay away from those activities themselves, like lending coins and whatever he's bringing you to, and freebitcoin.ico or whatever. So, you know, there was a bunch of racist comments. There's no need for that. There was a bunch of people that wanted to find him. There's no need for that. Again, I told everybody, I'm like, you know, if there is something legal about this, that the courts will handle it. So that's what they're doing now. So actually, I probably won't get into these right now. I might actually just cut this video and then just start making a separate video for the rest of these, or maybe not. Excuse me, I'm a little... hello, I switched over from NiceHash to MPH to mine Equihash. Do you think it's better to hodl them or convert them into Litecoin or other currency? Thank you very much. I convert into Litecoin. You can hodl them, but honestly, it's the same thing. I know some people might have some different opinions about that, but it's the same thing. So, for example, if you hodl all those little bits of Equihash coins, Zencash, Zcash, Zcash Classic, whatever, and then convert them at a later point or sell them at a later point, you have made profit, right? So if one of them's at $400 now and you mine a whole one coin, let's just say you sell it for $800, you made $400. I know it's not that easy, but just an example. But if you were converting into Litecoin that whole time and just holding on to your Litecoin, and then Litecoin went up in price too with all the other cryptocurrencies, kind of the same thing. You know, if you convert into some weird currency that's at a very, very low value right now and then it happens to go way, way up in value, I suppose you could make more doing that, but honestly, it's just a gamble for the most part. What do you think about Navmorph? Essentially what it would do is allow you to, from my understanding, is that any place that accepts crypto, you could play using Navcoin and it would morph it into whatever crypto that retailer accepts. It's a pretty good idea. Thanks for responding to my comment for the small business coin. I think it would actually need to be done is allow staking or mining initially in order to create a starting circulating supply and eventually move away from that because the coins in the business wallet would be maturing and staking. Yeah, it's a good idea. I'm 50-50 on it. I don't feel that it's a bad idea at all. Or I just don't, you know, it's just a little hard. It's not hard for me to understand, but rather hard for me to really grasp the whole concept, like, in the end. Like, why do you need to give, like, the businesses a little extra to accept that? And, like, if you need to do that, if you need to give businesses a bonus to accept your cryptocurrency, then maybe the cryptocurrency in itself isn't good in the first place. Like, if you need to convince people to like, get it, I'm not sure. But... you know, if you comment again, we'll talk about it more. Why not? How much do you make about in one day trading? Well, you know, I'm not in the business of telling everybody my personal profits and finances. Maybe one day UNICEF will get into the day trading business and they will be publicly traded and you can see their profits. But until then, you got MrSotko cryptocurrency. However, I did respond to that comment, and so here's the deal. It depends on what you make, but it's all statistically relative, if you get what I'm saying, in terms of percentages, right? It's not hard in a day or on certain days. Right now, mind you, crypto's in a super bear market. It's just bombing down. So it's basically best to just sit and wait, right? If you're trading right now, you're likely to just sell, and then it goes whoop, and then it just goes down on you, and you're like, well, that was a bad idea. So right now, just sit tight. It's a bear market. Unless you know how to short yourself really good, just hold. But so in a normal market, you know, if it's just going a sideways market, or even if it's slightly bullish, it's not hard to make 3% in a day. And so if you had $100, you're going to make 103. Well, you'll make $3. You'll end up at, you know, in the end with $103. If you had $1,000, you'd end up with $1,030, and so on. If you had $10,000, you make $300 that day with 3%. So it's all relative. So it's not like anybody's making more money than you or not, right? Like if somebody has $10,000 and you're like, wow, you made hundreds of dollars today. It's like, well, they might have just made the exact same percentage that you did that day, but you just had less money than them initially as your principal that you had invested. So that's really what it's all about. It depends on how much you have. Like that question can't be answered, right? About how much do you make in one day of trading? How much do I make? Well, I'm you know, this is public. I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not just gonna show everybody my tax report here. But it also depends on how much you trade. I mean, you start with $100 in a GDAX or on an exchange or something like that, and then you start making trades. And let's say you made $2 that day, and you're like, "Wow, I only made $2." Well, if you had $1 million, you would have made like $20,000 that day. So it just goes to show that it depends on how much you have to invest in the first place. It's kind of like that old saying: "You need money to make money." I mean, hell, Donald Trump only started out with, what was it, like $1 million gift from his parents, and now he's a billionaire. He only started out with a few $1 million, you know what I mean? And then turned it into more money. So hey, MrSotko, just to elaborate on the first part of your video, with a coin being all mined out, there is at least one coin that has reached its max supply. Also, once a coin mined out, the tax fees will adjust and will be awarded instead of the typical block reward. So yeah, I suppose so, but either way, I don't know. No comment, I guess. What does marijuana coins tokens benefit from having a coin? Do more states legalizing increase, decrease the value? What was I asking? Where's Dave? Dave's not here, man. Yeah, what you say now, man? That's my response. I like long videos. I don't give a... I like to learn. Don't demonetize me, YouTube. People get banned, suspended from GDAX or Coinbase because they transfer Bitcoin to million sites or send money from million sites to GDAX Coinbase account. You will risk your account if you send directly from, to, even gambling Bitcoin sites could get you suspended. So I've heard of people being suspended for sending to a particular account. I think I was on Reddit one time, and I think it was just a few days ago, and I think I was on the Coinbase Reddit. I'm not sure which Reddit I was on, and somebody basically posted an address that if you send any Bitcoin to it, you will get your account suspended. And so as a joke, he tried to send 60 cents and said that he got his account banned because of it. And apparently the address is to like some website, like blog website that's like a white supremacy website or something like that, some kind of hate website or something. So which I don't really agree with. I think, you know, again, I think cryptocurrency should be a free thing, and not that I'm advocating sending money and donating to like nationalist or hate websites, but again, crypto is a free thing, and you should be able, honestly, you should be able to send it wherever you want. Again, I know somebody's going to take that comment way out of context, but I just feel that it's a free world. Like, you should be able to send it wherever you want, like regardless. It should be an anonymous address in the first place. Why do markets go red at the same time? Trading bots, if so, where can we kick the out of these twats? Twat. I don't think I'll get demonetized for that. YouTube, I know they want me. They want to get me. So why do they all go red at the same time? It's mostly because they're all backed by Bitcoin. So like if you go to most exchanges, you'll see like BTC to LTC, like Bitcoin to Litecoin, or BTC to Ethereum, or even like goofy coins like on Cryptopia, like Bitcoin to Patcoin, like to PAC, or Bitcoin to this, Bitcoin to that, Bitcoin to Neo, Bitcoin to Nano. All these coins are based on the price of Bitcoin itself, and to some degree Tether as well. But so when Bitcoin starts to go down, all the coins start to go down. When Bitcoin starts to go up, almost all the coins start to go up. And you can go to CoinMarketCap and check those, and you'll see that there's basically probably only a few coins that are actually up right now because the market is going way down. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'm actually not going to get into the news right now. I will maybe I'll just make a second video on them and then upload that later. But I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time.